All right, welcome to the committee of conference for S.223 Water Quality Lake Classification and Anti-Degradation Study Group and report. Committee of conference. Did I say that? Committee of conference. We have our legislative counsel, Michael O'Grady, here with us, and he's going to walk us through the changes that the House made.
Good afternoon. This is Michael O'Grady. Generally, there were three major changes. The House proposed changes to the membership of the study committee. The House removed the contingency funding section that was included in the Senate, and the House added a report back on the certification of wetlands professionals from A&R. Specifically with regard to membership of the committee, the House provided that the legislative members should not be all from one party, and then added three additional members, one person representing the Green Mountain Water Environment Association, one person representing the Metro-Magog Watershed Association, and one person representing the Lake Champlain's Advisory Committee. Then on page 5 of the side-by-side, you will see where the Senate contingency on funding was removed. This was a slightly different contingency on funding clause. It said the committee would go forward if there was no appropriation, but that the members would not be compensated. The House just removed that. The JFO looked at their the legislative budget, said the legislature can afford the compensation required for members. And then on section 3, going up from page 5 to basically page 7 is the report from A&R on a report January 15, 2027 about recommending whether to establish a program to certify wetlands professionals in the state for the purposes of identifying and delineating wetlands boundaries. I could go into the detail of that or not, whatever you prefer.
To the Senate, do you want him, would you like Michael to walk us through the study, the report back?
I've read it. Yeah. Senator Williams.
I didn't read it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. We would like you to walk.
Sure. So the report is going to address the benefits and disadvantage of a wetlands professional certification program. You've probably heard A&R talk about similar programs in the past and just establishing them, but you want to hear what the good and the bad are, including whether it could accelerate wetlands permitting, reduce the amount of wetland services available, increase the cost of wetland services, or delay the permitting process. You also want them to discuss how a wetlands professional certification program could impact the liability of wetlands professionals, including whether the certification would subject them to increased risk of liability or increased liability insurance requirements. And then if the secretary does recommend the establishment of a program, the report shall include a description of the proposed program, the proposed requirements for certification, a description of the activities that a professional would be authorized to conduct, and then last, what benefit, if any, the services from certified wetlands professionals would provide to customers or in a regulatory proceeding. And then the last subsection, in developing the report, the secretary shall consult with wetlands professionals who currently conduct wetlands delineations and other persons with knowledge of wetlands permitting and services provided by wetlands professionals.
Question. Who's paying for that?
That's an A&R report that's consumed by their budget. So they're going to have to pay that with existing state staff.
If it's a private, I know I've got a couple of constituent organizations come to me and they've got a pond that's got a dam. They've repaired the dam and now it's being taken by Lilies. And the A&R wetland ecologist is trying to convince them to do a wetland study, which is going to cost them 75 cents a square foot.
Well, this is not a wetlands delineation. This is just a report on whether or not the people that are coming out, the private people, not the state people, private people that are coming out to do wetlands delineations and other consulting should be certified, like a professional engineer is certified. And what good that does, what disadvantages it provides, whether or not it actually will accelerate the permitting process or potentially it could delay the permitting process because there are only so many wetlands delineators right now in the state, and will certification limit that number further? Or will it increase the number? I think those are the questions that the House committee wanted answered in order to go forward with the wetland certification program.
So this was in response to a request from the administration, go right to rulemaking, if I remember correctly. And we just thought, wait a minute, there's only 25 people on the list of certified wetlands delineators right now. So anyway, this seemed like a better step forward to see if it was something we really wanted to do. That's where it came from.
Okay.
All right, Representative Ball. So, sorry. When you're in this room, I go back in time. Senator Ball.
So the change, I'm fine with the house changes, by the way. So the only change I'd like to see is, like I said, I guess I wasn't on the record, said on the record now that I believe if it were up to me and we had summer studies, they would be all legislators. And then you take testimony like you do in committee. And when we have it, now you've added 3 more to this. So the legislators become almost like an afterthought. And they get subsumed by them. So, which is fine, I don't have a problem with it, but I think we should add to the.
I agree with you.
3 from each body so that the legislature is actually show.
What about one fewer senator? Oh dear. Okay. Well, so with that, I think we anticipated this. I haven't heard from anyone else on this bill. And Michael did draft something for us. Amazing. Oh,
So recurrent members of the House of Representatives, not all from the same political party, who shall be appointed by the Speaker of the House. Recurrent members of the Senate, not all from the same political party, who shall be appointed by the committee or committees. Sold?
so, okay. Okay, you good?
Good.
All right, that's 6 of us. We can sign and close. So remind us what the steps are.
One down.
You sign. I'm hesitating because I usually like to have the signature page on its own page. Because sometimes you don't sign in the right places. And but I think it'll be fine. Then the chair, the first appointed person from the committee that's not from where the bill originated takes it to the House clerk for notice, and that's really it.
We just
So two of each body need to sign, but all 3 can sign.
everyone could pay to where they're signing. And we can just try and change Michael's.
Oh, it's on the back.
Yeah,
Oh, you actually did it.
Using.
but you would be surprised.
What were you talking about?
All right, I think, do we have to be live to sign? I think we can adjourn for signing. We voted 6-0 favor. Great.